Hello, thank you for joining me again. This is I Married a White Guy, and three racist judges are trying to annihilate me. This is part 11. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for joining me. If you are familiar with my story and have been, staying informed about my situation, and you have an interest, whatever reason or purpose you've been watching this video, I extremely appreciate you for watching and listening. I know it's been a lot of information, and because of my concussion, and I'm also long-winded, that it is a lot of information. I just viewed some of the past videos, and I recognized that I was a bit redundant, and I sincerely apologize for that. I am suffering from post-concussion syndrome, so I have an issue with train of thought, and so I say things multiple times because I don't remember saying them. And I watched the videos, previous videos, and I recognized, I was like, okay, deja vu. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm trying to do the best that I can. So please follow along because this is very important. What I'm going to do moving forward is that the important information that I tell you, I'm going to write it down and check it off that I already said it. Okay, so this is part 11 of I Married a White Guy and three racist judges are trying to annihilate me. The purpose of this video is to document my story of injustice and civil rights violation. Primarily, they violated my rights under the 18th Amendment of the Constitution by treating me differently because by discriminating against me because I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman who was married for 23 years to a white male abusive alcoholic who made over $180,000 a year. And I was a housewife, and the Los Angeles family court system systematically and in concert sabotaged my position in the divorce and retaliated against me because I filed a motion to have the primary judge disqualified for misconduct and racial bias. Ultimately, what they've done is they've retaliated against me, and this is my story. And again, to tell you about the judges, this is Judge Sarah Heidel. Judge Sarah Heidel was the first judge who began this whole ordeal. I'm not going to update or do a review or summary on this video because I'm going to try to power through. I am going to probably do a separate video summarizing everything from part 1 through part 11 because I realized that I was talking a lot. And what I've done, what I do, and I'm going to be very mindful as I go forward, is that I relate it to what's happening current events, because I really want to get the public involved. I want my story to be told. I want black people to recognize and understand how they violate black people, and to also demonstrate to them that this is illegal and is against the Constitution. But I'm documenting it for legal purposes, okay? To document that this happened to me, and to be able at some point, hopefully in history or whatever circumstance, this video series would document the racial injustice that is occurring in 2020-21 in the U.S. So this is the first judge. Her name is Judge Sarah Heidel. She is a judge and family court judge who sits on the family court in Pomona, California. And one of the primary reasons that we need to hold these three racist judges accountable is that this is a family court, okay? I'm going to speak to that further on in this video. But then the second judge is Judge Lawrence Riff. This is Judge Lawrence P. Riff. He is the assistant head judge of the family court of Los Angeles. He's assistant head judge. If you go to the robing room, he has 97 complaints. The robing room will not take any more complaints or comments about Judge Lawrence Riff because he has 97 complaints. And again, you guys, he is the assistant head judge of the family court. This is specifically toward Black people to demonstrate how the U.S. court system, the white power structure, maligns, oppress, demeans, and violates the right of Black people. Um, if you have been following my story, you know and you understand it's my purpose to create change, to free us from bondage. And in order to do that, we have to have the laws changed. If we're having issues with the judges, that is the primary factor determining Black people's plight in America. Okay? The next judge, and I always get anxiety about it, I don't even want, I get sick. I don't want to say his name because he's a Japanese judge. And I probably shouldn't be lenient to the Japanese judge because he's Japanese, because he harmed me the most. But I know what it is to be a minority, and I know what it is to be a male in America. And he wronged me, period. And he needs to be also held accountable. His name is Judge Bruce Iwasaki. And this is, again, I married a white guy, and 3 racist judges are trying to annihilate me. I also have a second series on this channel called Reignite Sandy Speaks. On Reignite Sandy Speaks, I detail other occurrences of racial injustice in the America's white power structure. This series is also to detail how Black people are maligned and our civil rights are violated. And real quickly, I want to tell you guys that I will urge you, if you have Netflix or if you don't have Netflix, do a trial free week of Netflix to watch Amend. Amend talks about the 18th Amendment. I'm not going to go into much detail about it, but it talks about Black people being citizens. And the 18th Amendment is about civil rights and our rights under the law to be treated equally. Okay? It is my goal ultimately to have the Civil Rights Act updated and amended to speak in plain English about Black people, to officially have Black people deemed a protected class, like species, what is it called, endangered species, how if you harm them or anything's done to them, you held to a higher standard. It is my purpose to document in the American code. I want to say American judicial system. I want to say in the judicial system, but this goes beyond the judicial system. I want there to be an update to the Civil Rights Act that covers Black people across the board in America. If any entity, party violates the civil rights of a Black person because they're Black, that they have penalties to face. And Black people, this is the only way we are going to be freed from bondage. There are white people who value Black lives, that sincerely value Black lives. The white people, I think there are people who value the lives of every human being. I think in every culture that there are actual human beings who feel that way. But a lot of the white people who come to our aid, who speaks to being an ally, they do it out of guilt because they don't want to be associated with the savage, barbaric behavior of white supremacists, like Judge Sarah Heidel, Judge Lawrence Riff, and Judge Bruce Iwasaki. So where I left off, I'm going to start there. And I also want to say really quickly, I referenced a deputy who was supposed to serve Judge Sarah Heidel, and I called her Shirley or Sheila. Her name is Paula. I've since reviewed the documents and the records. So again, to correct, I kept calling the girl Sheila or Shirley. I think I kept calling her Shirley or Sheila. Her name is Paula. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to let you guys know where I left off. I'm going to follow. I'm going to, from part 11, I'm going to finish where I left off, okay? Okay, I want to say this to you. I just recently saw a video It's February 25th, 2021, and I saw a video on Roland Martin Unfiltered about a little boy who was choked by a police officer in Louisiana. Okay, and what I need you to understand is this little boy was choked by police officers. What's going to end up happening is he is going to go before a judge, and it's going to be family court. Do we as Black people want our children that have these social issues, do we want them to go before Judge Sarah Heidel? This lady maligned me for no other reason than I'm a Black woman. And if you don't believe that, I beg you to review the information and challenge anything that I say. Okay? I lost everything, you guys. And the main reason why I'm doing this, I need to hold this lady accountable. And what propels me is I think about what she would do, how she treats little minority children when they go before her. She hates Black people. And I'm confident in saying this. So, if you guys recall, or you heard about the little boy who was choked by the police officer, he's going to go before a family court judge. And this is something maybe I will research. What I'm going to have to do is learn how to research specific statistical information. What I want to say is, what is the percentage of inner city children live in impoverished area, in low income areas? What is the percentage of the children that go through the family court? See, it's a never-ending cycle, you guys. How many little Black kids, little minority children have issues growing up? With their mother may be alcoholics or don't work, or inner city problems, and they go through the family court. We don't want these three judges sitting on the bench determining what happens to our little Black children. We don't, you guys. This is what I am trying my damnedest to free us from bondage. And we have middle class people who are thriving. We have well-to-do kids who are thriving. We have entertainers who are killing it. We have Black people who are doing phenomenal things. But a very large portion of our people are in bondage. They're on drugs. They have problems functioning because they were raised by alcoholics or people with mental disorders. Or I'm stressed myself. I'm having a problem functioning. If this was happening to me when I had a child that was 5, 6, 7, how would I thrive? Do you understand? So why this is important is because this is one of the reasons why Black people have so many struggles. How many stories have we heard of? It's like, when I was younger, that teacher or that person, helped me, guide me. Those are few and far between. We as taxpayers pay the judicial system. We put money into the government to pay for these judges, district attorneys, court clerks. And it's supposed to be so we can live a harmonious life, so we can live under the principles of the Constitution. And Black people are not being treated equally. And I want to say that too. And I'm going to start off where I left off, but I want you guys all to also ask you to watch. It's called Amend, or The Amendment, on Netflix. I think it's called Amend or Amendment. Maybe I'll put a link to what it looks like up here. I'll click it, put it in here. But it talks about the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, and it's important. Some of you will watch the Netflix show and you'll get it, okay? Some of you might struggle understanding the importance of it. But the importance of it is Black people were deemed equal to white Americans. And this law was to protect us and say we were equal just like white people, and there are consequences for if you break the law and we are not treated equally. We see what's going on in America. Reunite Sandy Speaks. I am detailing all these occurrences. Roland Martin Unfiltered is detailing these occurrences. My goal ultimately is to have an updated Civil Rights Act. Black people, you elected Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You all have emotions and feelings about Kamala. I do too. But I know in politics, you have to navigate. You have to navigate and you have to give and take and you have to play the game. And it's very unfortunate that we live in that world, but that's the world we live in. And because of that, Black people, it is more important that we are cohesive. We stick together and that we all focus and fight for what's in the best interest of Black people. And what's in the best interest of Black people is to ensure that the laws protect us, that the laws are clear and concise, that it's not up to negotiation, like in the case of Elijah McClain. I talked about that on Reunite Sandy Speaks, and I talked about some federation or some kind of department said that what those cops did was legal and according to the law. The attorney from Elijah McClain's parents, she hired an independent investigator, and they found that those police officers were wrong, and they violated his rights under the Constitution. Ultimately, they'll probably say he violated some more state law, state regulations, laws in terms of policing. But the big picture is Black people keep getting violated. Our rights under the 18th Amendment has been violated. And it's my purpose to get an updated Civil Rights Act. And my goal is to use my case as a prelude to changing the law. Black people, it's my purpose to free us from bondage. If you're sitting here and you're thinking, because I see YouTube comments, oh, we're not going to get justice. Oh, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. We know who they are and what they are. And let me tell you something, Black people. If you are the person saying, oh, they're going to do what they want to do, we're not going to get justice, you got to stop thinking like that. They do this to us because they can. When that lady first deprived me of spousal support, left me destitute with nothing, and I was a great mom for 20 years and I held this man down. When she did this to me, she didn't fathom that I was going to call her to task on what she did to me. She recused herself on December 3rd, and I don't even know why. Anyway, let me finish my story. I'm going to finish this. This is, I'm married a white guy, and 3 racist judges are trying to annihilate me. Part 11. Okay, you guys, I am struggling with being cohesive and staying focused. So I wrote down my notes, and it's going to allow me to be a little bit more expedient. And if you're following along, I so appreciate your patience because I know it's a lot. So as a review, Judge Sarah Heidel moved my court date for attorney fees. She has a history on impeding on my right for legal counsel under the Family Code 2030. She has on multiple occasions changed the court date without notifying me. The opposing filed a motion to have me deemed a vexatious litigant. Being deemed vexatious litigant would require that I do a pre-filing order before I request any kind of filing in a divorce. So where I'm at now, where I am in the story, is that I'm saying as a recap, there was supposed to be a December 18th court date, December 18th, 2020, of a vexatious litigant. But sometime in December, I think December 11th, I filed a motion to have Judge Sarah Heidel disqualify for racial bias and misconduct. This falls under the Family Code. I think it's California Family Code 170. There are multiple parts to 170.0, 170.1, 0.2, 0.3, and so forth. And I've referenced that previously. So when you file this motion to have a judge, I'm not exactly sure if it's called the same thing as a preemptive challenge, but it's a motion to have the judge question about their ability to stay in the case. Once you file one of these motions, anything related to the case, any issues have to be halted. Okay. So the judge, the opposing, filed a motion to have me deemed a festus litigant. And you guys, I know this now, but as this is happening, I'm not aware of this. I want you to understand. And what the thing that's like the underlying factor that I'm not even discussing, I am in a divorce with my husband of 20 years. If many people nowadays have gone through divorces, long-term, short-term. This is a long-term marriage. This is my husband. This is the only man I knew my entire life. Even if you're in short-term marriage, you married this person, it's always going to be some type of emotional reaction. The guy I married is an abusive alcoholic, and he was in the alcoholic stage of, he was an angry drunk. Okay, so his behavior, his attitude was angry towards me. He's been angry towards me for a very long time, y'all. Like, I don't know what's wrong with that man, but staying focused. All this is happening, and they're doing this to me. Meanwhile, I have to deal with the emotional aspect of my husband being gone. And I don't want to get too much into that because that's not what this is about. But the only purpose of me saying this to you, because I'm demonstrating to you, me as a human being, as a black woman, that they have no compassion for me. That's the purpose of the family court, is to be able to handle these matters judiciously. Okay? Okay, so when you file the motion to have it disqualified, nothing's supposed to happen. I told you guys in the last December 18th court hearing, I told her she was a racist. I told her she was a racist and a bully. And if you look at the transcript, and you guys, I got to tell you guys, these transcripts, I question, should I let you guys know that these transcripts are doctored? But they're embarrassing. If you go to the February 7th, 2020, February 7th, 2019 transcripts, they don't make any sense. It was the very first motion for attorney fees. Motion for spousal support. It's on Judge Sarah Heidel's racist.com. All the documents, okay? If you go and you look at the transcripts from February 7th, 2019, they don't even make any sense. If you read on, they don't make any sense. Okay. Okay. So what's happening is, as of now, when I'm about to tell you the story was where I left off at, we have a court date January the 7th, 2021. Okay. Judge Lawrence Riff have proved to me, to a certain degree, that he has bias towards Judge Sarah Heidel. I see it. I recognize it. I went to court October 25th, 2019. I was not coherent. I was sleepy. I hadn't slept. That's one of the main issues in this case. Is I have a condition. I have multiple conditions. And when I went to court on October 25th, I wasn't coherent. And I made it very clear to him that I wasn't able to participate in the hearing. If you guys have been following these videos, you guys know I suffer from post-concussion syndrome. One of my primary problems is I have a problem with train of thought. Because Judge Sarah Heidel has impeded on my rights, she sabotaged my ability to request attorney fees. I'm not represented. And again, under the Family Code 2030, it says that the court shall ensure that both parties are represented. And if there's a disparaging party, that the other party must pay. Okay? When I tell you this Family Code 2030, Black people, I know you think that the law is not for us. I know you think that there are separate laws for Black people. I know that you understand that they don't follow the law when it comes to us. Black people, you got to understand, I lost everything to fight this battle to hold these people accountable. They do not treat us equally. They do not treat us like they treat white people. They don't follow the law. Everything Judge Sarah Heidel, Judge Lawrence Riff, Judge Bruce Iwasaki, every single ruling was outside of the California Family Code. Okay? So going back to Judge Lawrence Riff. Okay, so it's January the 7th, 2021. It's supposed to be a trial setting conference. And I go to this trial setting conference. You guys, normally I haven't slept. Normally this is an ongoing thing. Some people will get it who suffer from sleep deprivation, and I believe a lot of people have that issue. I've had issues with sleep prior to this, but it's been worsened by this, okay? So usually I have anxiety before court, and I don't sleep, like for days. This particular day, I don't know if I took a melatonin or an Ambien. Whatever it was, I think I overslept a little bit, but because they moved my court case to LA, which is 30 miles from my home, okay? So what ended up happening was, I'm saying this because I was rested. I felt good and I was in a good spirit, okay? They haven't been following the law at this, as far as up until this point. They never follow the law. They always treat me differently, so I go in expecting that. There was a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. I filed it in this Judge Lawrence Riff's court. He is the head assistant judge of the family court. He is Judge Sarah Heidel's boss. If I'm filing the motion to have her disqualified, if he is a judge who has integrity, want to ensure justice, he is going to follow, because of my civil rights, he's going to allow me to have this hearing, to look at the evidence and let me have my day, right? That's so January the 7th, 2021, I know they're not supposed to do anything because I have this file, I've got this motion. We're just going to for trial setting conference. And I want to say this to you. This man has been hiding his money for years, okay? And I haven't even talked about this with you guys. And it's this part of it is it's about my relationship with this man and me trying to do the right thing. He has had issues with money his whole life. I talk about privilege. Many white privileged people, their whole self-esteem is wrapped up in their money. So they view money way differently than other people. Okay? Impoverished people value money. Impoverished people oftentimes put a extreme focus on money and things because of the lack of. But this guy, I get anxiety thinking about it. He has a issue with money. Okay? So it was my intent to go into this court and request to do a bank search of his funds. I said, I don't want to go into the divorce stuff, but this nigga been hiding money since day one, okay? He has child support case for 10 years, okay? And I hate to say that because it's really going to sound kind of a conflict or convoluted. He took care of me. He gave me a lot of stuff, you guys. But he has this issue with money. He would give me things And depending on his mood, it's really hard to say, because if you've been married for a long time, you know the ins and outs of the relationship. If you've been married for a long time and you're in a relationship where someone is a wage earner, you understand the dynamics. Okay, you familiar with, because I think the dynamics in relationships like that, there are common circumstances. Okay, he's been hiding money. I think like 2018, he took my daughter to the bank and had her sign as a beneficiary of one of his accounts. Okay, this was before the divorce was filed. Okay, maybe it wasn't. Maybe, I can't remember. Was it before he filed or after it was filed? It may have been after, because it may have been after, but that account was marital funds. Okay, and here I go with my story. He was gone for a year, and I didn't ask this guy for anything. Okay, I was married for 20 years. Our relationship was volatile since day one. It was ebbs and flows. I didn't know if my marriage was actually over. He would always threaten me. I submitted documents to the court. Since 1993, this man has threatened me. Okay? I think he is bipolar, and I think he's bipolar. Like, when men are bipolar, it's different from women, the way that it presents. But he would get in these really dark places. So, in terms of like money or like needing something in front of him, it's all within timing with him. Okay? And so, why do I say all that? Why am I even mentioning that? I'm trying to say this to you because when I went to court on January 7th, it was my intent to ask the court to allow me to do a bank search. You have to request that. Okay? Let me stay focused on what ended up happening. Remember December 18th, at this hearing that Judge Sarah Heidel, she said we were going to take a recess. She never let us come back. She had the bailiff swap the documents with me, and she said it was a recess, but she never let the hearing continue. In the transcripts, they are falsified, and the transcripts are not does not adhere to what actually happened. And maybe I shouldn't say this, and I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot. No, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna keep it to myself. At any rate, it's January the 7th. I'm going before Judge Lawrence Riff, the assistant head judge of the family court. I go in here, look at the transcripts, because you guys, this is really hurtful to me. Because every time I go to court, I'm sleepy, my brain is not working, I'm just angst. It's either angst or I can't sleep. In my mind, this man is done. He showed in the October 25th, 2019 court hearing that he had some bias towards Judge Sarah Heidel. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm very honest about everything. I'm being the utmost honesty. The way he behaved wasn't according to the law. He was giving this woman the benefit of the doubt. Okay? He was showing her professional courtesy. That's not what the law says, but I understand that. Okay? So going into court January 7th, I'm not assuming that this man's going to malign me. Okay? I say, Happy New Year. I'm in good spirits. This man is nasty. I start feeling the energy. I am a Cancer. I am an empath. I feel energy, and and some people will get this, and people who are not into this, you don't get it. Let it fly by you. Feel like I didn't say it. Okay? But I am an empath, and therefore I can feel people's energy. As I say that, I get excited. If you are in pain, if you are hurting, if you have trauma, or if you're going through something traumatic and you're in my presence, I can feel it. If You have negative, nasty angst towards me. I can feel it. Every human being has the ability to feel energy. I am a Cancer, I'm an empath, so my ability is a little bit more intense. I'm more aware than other people. I could tell his body language that he was about to do something nasty to me because I was in good spirits. He was being rude and nasty to me again, okay? He starts talking about the motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. He says to me, somebody filed a motion. He insinuates that the documentation for filing a motion was not legitimate. I don't have it in front of me, but in the documentation, in the information on Judge Sarah Heidel's racist, when I cover this part, I'll tell you the name of the lady. I think her name was Rashonda. When he tried to insinuate, I don't know what he tried to insinuate. Wait a minute, he insinuated like I did it myself, but he had the files. So it came through the clerk. He said something that didn't make any sense. But let me move forward and tell y'all, you guys. I'm just telling you everything that happened and all the things that I remember, because I'm angry about this. I went to court in good spirits. When I went to go see this man, in my mind, this was Judge Lawrence Riff. He was separate from this racist judge, that we could finally get on with the divorce. He's going to help me find out what the assets are, and we're going to split them judiciously, okay? Or equitably. So what happens, he lies. He says in October that there was an order. There was no damn order. You guys, I just realized that I've been saying the wrong dates, and I apologize. What I'm giving you information I'm documenting, it was January 7th, 2020. It was last year, okay? It was 2019 where there was an October date when I first saw Judge Lawrence Riff. It was 2019, December 18th, when I had a hearing for Judge Sarah Heidel for a motion to deem me as a vexatious litigant. It was 2019 in December that I filed a motion for attorney fees. It was 2019 that Judge Sarah Heidel changed the date of my motion for attorney fees. I believe my original date was December the 18th, the same date as the vexatious litigant, and she moved my date. Okay, so it's January 7th. It's a trial setting conference, and there's a motion to have Judge Sarah Heidel disqualified. There shouldn't be anything done on this day. It's my intent. If he wants to handle any kind of court business, if he is insistent, even though I know it's outside of what the law says, I'm going to ask him to allow me to do a bank search of my husband's assets. This is a divorce, okay? He has not been transparent with his assets. He was going through a child support litigation with Johnson City, Tennessee, Washington County for, oh my God, I don't know how many years, for like 6 to 8 years for child support. It is this man's nature to evade paying his legal responsibility. The IRS, I think they something happened with his passport because we were supposed to go travel. We travel frequently. We were supposed to go on vacation. We used to go on vacation between December 26th and January the 4th because my anniversary was New Year's Eve. So every year between December 26th and January 4th, it would fluctuate between January 26th and, December 26th and January 4th or January 7th, depending on how long we stayed. We always went on vacation. Because of his not paying, this guy, his issues with child support, they tried to take his passport. And I'm only referencing that because I'm trying to establish that this man does not want to pay spousal support. He doesn't want to pay what the law says. And I'm going to jump ahead. You guys, he never paid me spousal support. He was supposed to pay between $4,000 and $4,500. He didn't ever pay me anything. Since December since March of 2019, I have been receiving, and still today, it is February the 25th, 2021. I have been getting food stamps since March of 2019. And I'm saying that to you because I'm trying to demonstrate, that's only one aspect. I'm trying to demonstrate to you what this Los Angeles Family Court did to me because I'm a black woman. And I plan to hold them accountable because they violated my rights under the 18th Amendment by treating me different than they would a person of European heritage. So what happens is he starts, okay, this is what he does. So he starts saying that he had an order on October 25th. It was no order. During the time, I kept on telling him that I wasn't in the mental state. Opposing, the transcripts are not accurate, and some of it is not accurate. The opposing on January 25th, she said something, but I need to reiterate. I have a concussion. I struggle anyway. Okay? If today, this very moment, we have a conversation, okay? You may say something or a couple of things. I may not get everything you said. I will ask you to repeat yourself because I can't retain everything. On October 25th, I'm saying to him, I am not able. He says, because I'm annoyed, because he's talking, he's moving on, and I'm like, bro, I'm not in the condition to understand. This lady is racist. I've got a motion on the calendar for attorney fees. We can't do this today. This is October 25th, 2019. Okay? What I'm referring to. Right? I'm referencing because what he ends up saying on January 7th, 2020, that he had an order, but he didn't. What I was getting at, he even said, why are you angry? I'm not doing anything today. Okay? When I look at the transcripts, it's not on there. His clerk, Cody, I spoke to her. She lied and said he didn't say that. He did say that. He said to me on October 25th, why are you getting angry? Why are you upset? I'm not doing anything today. What he did was he gave me a referral to go to self-help to get help with what's called a declaration of disclosure. Okay? Moving forward, this is what's important. So it's January 7th, 2020. He's not supposed to do anything because I have this motion. He starts talking to me crazy. He says, I see you have a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. He insinuates that I did something wrong about it. But now that I think about it, I did it properly because it came to him through the court. And you guys, my motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel is this thick. I'm going to put it, if I haven't put it on Judge Sarah Heidel as a racist, it's going to be on there. I may have already added it on there. My motion to remove Judge Sarah Heidel had lots of weighted evidence that demonstrated that a reasonable person would believe that this woman is showing some bias. Okay? So what happened is he read my motion. I know he did. Okay? I don't realize this. This mother effer retaliates against me for December 18th when I told her she was a racist. She was a racist and a bully. See, I know she was angry. Remember I told you guys about December 18th? And she started harassing me about how fast I was talking, how slow I was talking. And normally she never has a hearing when there are people in the courtroom. She always makes us laugh, which doesn't make sense because my husband is paying for an attorney. And if you're paying for an attorney, they try to have the attorney cases go fast soon first so you don't incur fees for the attorney. Okay? This December 18th, she went ahead and called while people were in there. When she called, when she said I was talking too fast. She was harassing me about talking fast and slow. She talked to me crazy all the time. Judge Sarah Heidel. And Judge Sarah Heidel, I got all the court cases. You know, every time I sat in your courtroom, I took notes of your hearings. And every hearing, I got the court, case numbers. You spoke to these white women respectfully, nicely, when you talked to me crazy and nasty. Every time I went before this nasty, racist, barbaric savage, every time I went before her, she talked to me crazy like I was shit on her shoe. Okay? December 18th, she was harassing me. I hadn't slept. I said, I pointed to her and this man I was married to. I said, you are a racist and a bully, and you both think you above the law. When she said I was talking fast and slow, and I started talking slower, and I said she was a racist and a bully, they laughed. You know, judges in their ego. She was uncomfortable that they laughed, okay? You know what judges are. And it wasn't my intent to humor the people in the courtroom. I was really, you guys got to understand, I'm a human being. This lady is being nasty to me for no reason at all. I was married to this white man for 20 years, and he was an abusive alcoholic. And I'm enduring his stuff. The first time I went before her, I told her I still love this man and that he had problems. Okay? Let me get back to where I'm going. So what he ends up doing, I'm sorry for laughing because this shit is not funny. What he did to me. And I don't know why. I know you're like, why you keep laughing? I laugh because I don't believe the unmitigated gall of these people. So this is what he says. He says he's going to move the motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel back to her court. Now, how is that equitable? How is that judicious? How is that in the best interest of me in terms of ensuring that I am having a just divorce? Then he says he had an order. I still don't know what kind of order he said he had October 25th. I still don't know what order he's talking about because I don't know no order. He said he had an order, and I think they may try to frame it as an order because what ends up happening, you guys, he sanctions me. I'm going to tell y'all what he did, okay? I think he makes up some stuff because he's bullying me. He's trying to ruin, he's bullying me, okay, you guys? Like he is retaliating for me first because I filed a motion to have her disqualified. And secondly, because I called her a racist and a bully in open court. So he says, on October 25th, I told you to do a declaration of disclosure. Okay? So that's this form where you tell what your assets are and what your liabilities are. Okay? And this is an ongoing thing. This man's lawyer, and you guys, I don't know if I told y'all she was pregnant last time I saw her, and he told me that was his girlfriend. Okay? And he got some insurance policy that let him keep. As of now, I'm not the beneficiary of, but as my position that I'm going to request that I become the beneficiary of this insurance policy. He has an insurance policy, and I believe the beneficiary is either his attorney or the child of his attorney. His attorney is pregnant. I know she's pregnant by him, you guys. I know she's pregnant by him. This white man is wealthy, okay, you guys? And I don't know how they came to be together, but she done figured out that he got some money, and she done victimized this man that I'm married to, okay? And I know she was doing it. I knew what she was doing early on, but I had no idea the length. I didn't know that this man was really having a relationship with this woman. He told me he was, but I didn't believe him because she's a cute girl. Now, I shouldn't say that because she's cute and she's young. And I told you this man is horrible in bed. I mean, he is horrible. And I'm thinking, this little girl is not sleeping with you, man. Then I think, wait a minute. She know how much money he has, how much he's going to inherit. Maybe she is going to sleep with him. See, everything she did to me. This is a lawyer who was a lawyer. She was a lawyer for 4 or 5 years. She broke every possible rule, possible. You know, you guys. So what ends up happening is he says he asked my husband, the guy I was married to, his attorney. He asked, did she receive the declaration of disclosure? You guys, I mailed her the declaration of disclosure. Once you put everything together, me and all my commentary, when you highlight everything, I'm going to highlight the important stuff on Judge Sarah Heidel's racist, okay? When you highlight everything and you read through all the shit that I've told you, the common theme is the only thing that they keep saying is that they're saying that I didn't send her information. I didn't send these documents to her. This is the second time the guy I was married to's attorney said that I didn't send something to her. This is how it all started. If you guys remember, she said that she sent me a discovery request back in 2019. She said I didn't send it to her. I didn't return it to her. I never got it. Okay? And remember what the court says, if you don't get it, you have to meet and confer. You don't file a motion to compel. She filed a motion to compel, which Judge Sarah Heidel ruled in her favor. They're going to call it an error. When you do something that's not in the law, this is how the judges get away with shit. They're going to say it's an error. She knew good damn well she wasn't supposed to rule in her husband's favor. That was one of the second reasons why I was filing the motion to have her disqualified. That was part of the weighted evidence of having her disqualified, because she kept ruling outside of the law and she was doing other things to show bias. So as I'm saying to you, the ongoing theme is this guy's attorney keeps saying that I'm not sending her stuff. What he says, he asked her, did you receive the declaration of disclosure? You guys, the declaration of disclosure tells you our assets, our debt. I have debt in the marriage, okay? Because he was the wage earner and I was a housewife, there is no reason why I wouldn't give her this information. 2 items his girlfriend lawyer insinuates that I didn't give her were documents that will show my position in the marriage. The documents that she's lying saying she didn't get. The first one she says she didn't get because she never gave them to me. Okay, the first one you request something, it's called a discovery. They ask these questions about your situation and you respond to them. The second way was declaration of disclosure. And I should say this to you, Judge, I'm not 100% sure of this because I'm not represented. I don't know for sure. But some of the attorneys I spoke to before the cases started mentioned this. This declaration of disclosure, I think Judge Sarah Heidel should have mentioned or said something to me prior. The first time I heard of a declaration of disclosure was on October 25th when Judge Lawrence Riff sent me to the what's called self-help to help me with the disclosure. All of this is it's an FL145, I think an FL150. These are all documents that show what your assets and your liability is. This girl, his girlfriend lawyer, he asked, did you receive it? She says no, right? And I'm going to show you guys, when you read the transcript, when you can read through the bullshit of the transcripts, I want you to see every time there is an issue, he lets this guy's attorney go for broke and says everything. He never questioned what she says and asked me my response. He never lets me rebuttal. He never fact finds to find out who's telling the truth. She said I didn't receive it. What he begins to do, he starts to sanction me. In the transcripts, which y'all doctored the transcript, but this part is in there, I say I have them here. She says that I didn't send them to her. I sent them to her, you guys. I don't want to say it wrong. I used to know in my mind. I keep forgetting stuff. I want to say December the 11th. It was mid-December 2019. I mailed them to her, okay? Because I went to the self-service, the same time I went to file a motion. I think it's when I filed the motion to have her disqualified, or the attorney fees. When I did handle the issue of the declaration disclosure, the same time, because I couldn't afford to drive down there because it was far and parking was expensive. I went down there the same day. I had planned it on the same day. I mailed her the declaration of disclosure sometime in mid-December. And I want to say it may have been after the 11th. It was maybe after half of December. But it was after the 11th. I do know that. For some reason, it's in my mind. So what he does, he starts to sanction me. He starts to talking crazy. I was like, oh, you know what, you guys? And I don't think this is on the transcripts either. I said to him, whatever you about to do to me, I'm not worried because I serve a good God. His body language changed because he wondered how I knew he was going to do something illegal to me. Because you guys, I'm an empath and I can feel things. It's a blessing and it's a curse. But it's a blessing and the curse. But I knew he was going to do something because when I said it, his face screwed up. He knew, you saw guilt on his face because this was before he did it. But because of his demeanor in the courtroom and how he was acting, you guys, I do not sleep. Okay, I was cute this day. I was in good spirit. It was a new year. I was thinking, oh, I got this good. I'm thinking this new judge. I don't have to deal with this racist witch again. I'm going to ask for his bank, do a bank search. We about to get on the show, get the show on the road. This is what I was thinking when I came in. I was smiling and happy in a good mood because remember October 25th, I was not in the best spirit because I was tired and I was sleepy. And I was tired and I was sleepy. I hadn't slept. So I didn't on October 25th, I wasn't as in a happy spirit as I was in January. In January, I went in this courtroom thinking this man was going to, that we were going to get the ball on the road. I did have the motion to have her disqualified. That was in my mind to remember that. But I'm thinking that I have this man. He showed some bias in October, but I didn't walk into this man's courtroom thinking he was going to malign me. What he starts to do, he starts fucking lying. Pardon me. He starts telling, I want to curse. I don't want to curse, but I want to curse. Because I want y'all to know, this racist man, Judge Lawrence Riff, the assistant head judge of the Los Angeles Family Court System, is a liar. He is a liar, and he is deceptive, and I think what he did broke the law. So what he says is, so he asked about the declaration disclosure. She says I didn't send it to her, okay? I had a copy with me. You guys, y'all see I talk a lot, and I have a lot of information because I dot my I's and I cross my T's. My kids say, Mommy, you are obsessive. I am obsessive. I overkill. I knew what, I didn't know this was going to happen, but I have everything. When I do something, I make copies of it. I mailed them to her. She said she didn't receive it. He didn't question me. He starts to begin to sanction me. You see on the transcripts, I say, I have them here. He ignores me. He starts to say, on June 21st, 2019, you were requested to do for a witness list. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck are you talking about, witness list? So I'm thinking, you guys remember, and I'm rested. I'm rested this day. He says June 21st, 2019. June 21st, 2019 was the motion to compel hearing. It was the hearing where his lawyer filed saying that I didn't respond to her discovery that I never got, okay? June 21st, 2019, I asked for an evidentiary hearing. That means that I get to question them. Every judge in this divorce never allowed me to question the opposing. The only judge who did that was Judge Slauson when this white supremacist man I was married to filed a motion for he filed a motion to restraining order against me. And it was and all this was his plot. Because in California, if you are an abuser, it affects your spousal support. He was the abuser. So and you know you guys, I didn't know about this law. That's why during the spousal support hearing, the very first one, that's when her whole body language changed when I said he was an alcoholic, he was an abusive alcoholic. I didn't know about this law. This is why her body language changed, because she thought I knew. I didn't know. All I wanted was everything to be judicious, equitable. Okay? So he says, June 21st, you were requested to do a witness list. You guys, June 21st. So my response to him, he let me speak. My response to him was, Judge Lawrence Riff, the only witness list on June 21st was my witness list that I submitted for my witness to have an evidentiary hearing. Judge Sarah Heidel refused my request for an evidentiary hearing. And currently, our case is in appeals. That portion should be, you guys, I'm not going to talk to you about the appeals court yet, but the June 21st hearing, where it was a motion to compel, that should be overturned because she never made an effort to meet and confer. Also, I didn't have an attorney. I requested one. I also asked to have my own court reporter, just June 21st. I also asked to have my own court reporter, and I asked for evidentiary hearing. Again, the only thing relatable to June 21st with this witness list. You know what it is, guys? I'm telling y'all, this Judge Lawrence Riff is a racist and a liar. And I want to have him, what is it called? Impeached for doing this to me. And I'm sure I'm going to find other cases that this man needs to be impeached, but this man needs to be impeached. He says that I didn't submit a witness list. Go to Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist. Look on the transcript, June 21st, 2019. There is nothing in the transcripts that says anything about a witness list. If there is what happened was, I don't know if I discussed the witness list in June 21st court hearing, because she denied me everything that I asked for. June 21st. June 21st is the first time that I got sick of this lady. June 21st is the first time I start standing up to her. Okay, before this, I'm nice. I'm kissing her ass. She's talking to me crazy, and I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. June 21st, the reason why my attitude changed is because what she did on May 3rd. My attorney was very clear that I need to have her to file a motion to have her removed. That everything she had done between January 2019 and June 2019 was grounds to have to show that she was showing bias in his favor. So he sanctions me. You guys, I still do not. I'm getting anxiety. This shit hurts me so bad. This is how they screwed me. You guys, I am in a hotel. I have nothing. They took everything from me. I was married to a man for 23 years who makes $180,000, and I have nothing. He hasn't given me one shred of spousal support, and this is California. You request the court records for this divorce. You can see he has his. It's fine. The form is called FL-150. He doesn't show all his income. He's still hiding some of his income. He shows that his income was $180,000 a year. And you guys, this is him showing. This is him not showing everything. Okay. They insinuate that we don't have any savings. How the hell we don't have any savings when this man makes $180,000 and you haven't ordered him to pay one strand of spousal support? So what ends up happening, you guys, let me get back to the focus on what's happening. So January 7th, 2020, he starts to sanction me. His sanction was this. He said that I could not submit any financial documentation for the divorce. My heart is racing, you guys. I have anxiety because they took everything from me. They sold my house. They stole everything from me, y'all. Okay? And this is how it started. This man sanctioned me. And if you guys investigate this, if any investigative reporters, I want you to investigate what how did he have the right to sanction me? I'm telling y'all. I don't know. I don't remember the transcript to show him saying this, but what he says, because I'm telling you how I feel. I'm really in a good mood when I walk in here. I get on the defensive because I see this man is being like he is trying to malign me. Okay? Technically, he's not supposed to do anything because it's a motion to disqualify her. At the end of the day, he's not supposed to do anything. He moved the motion to disqualify back to her court. I think that I have some type of action that I can take against him for that. But at bare minimum, he shouldn't have done anything. This is him trying to beat me like they beat slaves. This is him trying to retaliate for filing a motion against Judge Sarah Heidel for disqualify her for racial bias and misconduct. This is his way of retaliating for me telling her in open court that she is a racist and a bully. This man is trying to beat me, okay, into submission, all right? So then this is what happened. So he sanctioned me. Guys, you know what? I think I might have his findings in order after the hearing on Judge Sarah Heidel. Every fucking thing he did to me, I think I have it up there on Judge Sarah Heidel as a racist. So now, moving forward, this is what he does. So what's happened is he's trying to have the divorce trial. At this point, for the whole 2 years, what I'm trying to do is get attorney fees and investigate his earnings. If you go to the very first court date, January 2nd, 2019, the first court hearing with this racist woman, I think it's page 10, towards the end of the transcripts, I say to her, ma'am, I don't know what I'm allowed. He has not been transparent with his income. He has a history of evading his responsibilities, hence his child support. I need an attorney. This is the very first time I went before this judge. For 2 years, you guys, all I was trying to do was get representation and find out how much he had so we could have a fair trial. At this time, I had a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel. I had a motion for attorney fees. All these motions were in Sally Monk's court. Okay? What's happening is, and I'm telling you, as of January 2020, where I'm detailing right now. Okay? Today is February 25th, 2021. All I was trying to do for 2 years was get an attorney and find out his assets. Okay? That's when you read the transcripts. That's all I did. That's all I was trying to do, was have a fair hearing. So he starts to want to schedule the hearing. He says March the 6th. He asked the guy's attorney for a date. You know what? And I don't know if the transcript says it. He asked her, something's not good for her. He's talking to her, and the guy was married to attorney, his girlfriend's attorney. He's asking her, he's trying to schedule a date. He's already sanctioned me and told me I couldn't submit any documentation. He was moving my motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel back to her court. He was moving my motion for attorney fees back to her court. Back to this woman's court who has been maligning me. This is the assistant head judge. If there's any question about fairness, bias, him moving me back to her, which I told y'all December 3rd, 2020, she recused herself, and I still don't know why she recused herself, but she did, okay? He had there's no legal standing for why he kept moving it back to her, other than he wanted to cause me harm, okay? So he starts asking Judge Sarah, this guy, I don't want to call him my husband, you guys, my ex-husband. I don't want to call, I don't, after this is done, I don't have no, how I'm moving forward is like this never happened. I'm working on this, I'm using this case to try to get justice for black people. But as far as this guy I was married to, I still love him, you guys, but I don't want to have any dealings with him. I don't want to call him my husband. I want to call him my ex-husband. It was the guy I was married to. The guy I was married to, she asked, Judge Lawrence Riff asked the attorney about setting the hearing, right? Mind you guys, I don't know nothing about what this man has. They wouldn't let me submit my Form 145 declarative disclosure. His attorney lies and said that I didn't mail it to her. You see on the transcripts, I say I have him here. He ignored me. Then he starts setting the trial. He set the trial. He asked her about dates. Technically, he's supposed to ask both of us. What you're going to find in this court hearing, they never asked me anything. What you're going to find in this court hearing and throughout the divorce, they never asked me what I want, what my requests are in this divorce. Not one time. I'm going to be calm. I am showing you this is what they do to black people. Please understand, this is not a disgruntled wife who was unfairly treated or is unhappy because she didn't get what she wanted in a divorce. This is a black woman being oppressed, maligned, discriminated by a judicial system because I am black. If you are following along, this is a case for the Supreme Court to demonstrate the racial injustice that goes on in the United States of America. And I'm hoping that many of you have the aptitude to understand why it's important. Why it's important is he is white and I am black. And in the state, it's supposed to be equal. I'm going to tell you, I told you everything they've done. I have no spousal support. I've told you everything they've done. There's no reason for them to have treated me the way that they have other than I'm black. This guy works for at-risk kids or kids. He's a director. He's not a director. He got a promotion. Last time I knew, I don't know what the guy does now for sure 100%. I get his title because he changed jobs, but he was a COO of agencies. He works for agencies with children. The reason why he's worked with children and he went the route that he was because he was a juvenile delinquent. He was raised by racist parents, adopted parents that made him feel inferior. He was an alcoholic in high school. He got in trouble in school. He had probation officers. This is what led him on the path that he's on. Okay, and I'm saying this to you because I'm trying to say to you that I was married to an abusive alcoholic. I submitted letters of him acknowledging his abuse, his alcoholism since 1993. You guys, I don't hate him. This was my husband and I loved him dearly. He's not okay. He's not well. I'm appalled that he uses many of you people think, well, that's why you're married. But that's what you get when you're married a white person. Yo, I know y'all gonna go. And I don't get mad when you say, so many of y'all said, that's what you get for marrying a white person. I am a black person. I understand that. I get it. You have to know. This man did all kind of shit to me, y'all. When my mother died, I saw my mother in a body bag. He told me on the plane to get over it. My daughter was a baby. He made me hold my baby on the plane. My mother died. He told me to get over it. When my brother died, he didn't go with me to the funeral. He went to Palm Springs and vacation with his parents. And so black people, let me tell you something. I caution myself from saying this because many of you are going to say, that's what you get with messing with a white person. And I need you to understand that I get that. But I'm black like you. And I was not going to behave and act like a racist, barbaric savage. Okay? I met this man and I date guys today and I tell them It was a fluke. I'm not being mean. I'm not slighting white people. I have relationships with white people. Just based on my personality, who I am cool with Asians, everything. I grew up in New York City. I am multicultural. I have an affinity for learning about history, so I like everyone. The guy I was married to, that's one of the things that we had in common. We were very down to earth people, and we were cool with everyone. Okay? If you want to get mad at me because I married this white person, I know some of y'all, because y'all said, that's what you get. I said, someone messaged me, said, what do you think was going to happen? You guys, my heart is hurting because now everything has come full circle. I need you to understand, when I went to this court, I never thought in a million years that these people would do this to me. Then George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. And I guess you say, well, you've been living in suburbia with these white people. Welcome back to reality. Yo, welcome back to reality. But what you need to know who I am, I love black people. I love black people. And they've taken everything from me. And because they took everything from me, I am going to change. I'm going to turn lemons into lemonade, and I'm going to hold these people accountable if it kills me. So if I die, if I'm dead, you have to know it has something to do with these racist judges. I am dead serious. I love black people. So let me finish telling you what happened with this, what he says. I got to tell you about the court date. Let me stop for a minute because I want to tell you about what he does with the court date. Okay, guys, now I'm getting angry because this is when it gets really into the nitty gritty and I'm getting really bad anxiety. So what happens is he's trying to schedule a court date. He asks opposing, and he's trying to do it really fast. It's January. I think he tried to ask to do it at the end of January, okay? And this is not even giving us 30 days. His attorney, it wasn't a good date for her. He says March 6th, 2020, right? He asks the opposing. He turns to me. I go to respond and say, no, Judge Lawrence Riff, it's not a good day because I have motions for attorney fees. Okay? You guys, I want to get rid of this lady, but more than anything, I'm trying to get an attorney. Okay? You know what he does? He says, I can't conduct this hearing. He had the bailiff remove me. I gotta be calm, you guys. Please understand what I'm saying to y'all. He wants to have the court date on March the 6th, 2020. I don't have an attorney. Equitably, judiciously, he's supposed to consult both of us, and he's supposed to do what's best for both of us. There's an ongoing theme that they don't care anything about my rights. It's an ongoing theme with the Family Court of Los Angeles. Los Angeles Family Court does not respect or have any concerns about my rights within the divorce. He had me removed, y'all. And then let me tell you this. His clerk, I got to look on the minute order to see her last name. His clerk is named Clerk Cody. Black woman. Would they say all our skin folks ain't our kin folks? The bailiff escorts me out. What I say, and when I leave, I said, Clerk Cody, I'm doing this for us. You know what the transcripts say? The transcripts say there's a commotion in the court, that I'm making a commotion. You know how you sit up front in the courtroom and it's the court reporter? When they asked me to leave, I stood up and I said it clearly. Clerk Cody, I'm doing this for black women. When the bailiff who was escorting me out, he said, ma'am, I'm sorry that happened to you. Let me explain to y'all. I knew the gravity of what they did to me, but I serve a good God. I am homeless. They stole my house. But my God don't fail me. I'm having a lot of mental anguish, physical issues. But I'm going to say this to you. I'm built for this. Everything y'all did to me, my God's going to be my vindicator. And I say this to you because when I was leaving, the bailiff, he had real remorse. He saw people in the courtroom, they know what it is. They know what's going on. He said, I'm sorry that it happened to you. I understood what they did, but when I walked out, I didn't recognize how this man had jeopardized my position in the divorce. Okay? I knew that he wasn't supposed to do anything because his motion to disqualify was still on the calendar. So let me tell you guys, because I'm gonna wrap this up and go into. I'm gonna stop this video. I'm gonna complete this video, then I'm gonna start the other one now too, because I need to tell y'all everything. I need to finish these videos. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I have a hard time every day. I think it's Wednesday, might be Thursday. Every day this week I said I was going to do this, and I couldn't do it. I had to look at the video of the last video to see where I left off, and watching that is very hard for me. So what ends up happening, they put me out the courtroom. So I go, I'm leaving. Him and his attorney, I know you watch this, and says, I serve a good God, and I know you don't understand the God I serve, but everything happens in divine order. And says, you have a child now, and you don't know. We pay for this. Our kids pay for our sins. That's one of the main reasons why I don't do dirt. You can believe, you cannot believe, you can be a believer or not. It's the law of the universe. Your children will pay for your sins. Okay? So we're leaving. They see me outside. I'm going to my car. She laughing. She laughed. This man done maligned me. Judge Lawrence Riff. This man I was married to was walking laughing. So I give him my car. He starts videotaping me. You drive an Uber. You guys, I have a concussion because I used to do Lyft and Uber. I was rear-ended in a car accident when I was driving for Lyft. This is how it all started. When he first left, he was supposed to pay me spousal support for a year. I didn't ask this man for a dime because of his attachment with money. I was letting him do him. I was getting my space. Okay? He pulls out his phone, starts to videotape me, about you driving Lyft. Because I have an older car. He bought me an older car years ago. I was always due for a new car, but I never got one. He actually even offered me, while we were still married, he offered to buy me a new one. You know, in families, different people get cars. Everybody had gotten a new car. It was my turn to get a new car. I did have an older car, but I'm not into cars like that. So it wasn't that serious. I was home most of the time. I only drove in the neighborhood for my daughter. I really did. Having a car wasn't essential for me. He did ask me, like within 6 months of the divorce being filed, he asked me, did I want him to buy me a car? He took care of me, you guys. I'm not gonna lie to this man, took care of me. So what I'm saying to you is, I had an old car. He pulls up. Remember, you guys, I don't know if I told you. You remember? I had an old SUV. Uber retired it because it was too old. My son bought me a newer vehicle. The year when I first went to court, my income was negative because prior to that, I was renting a vehicle to drive Lyft. When I got rear-ended, I was in a rental vehicle. I had to make $250 to pay for the Lyft before I started the rental, before I made an income. This man makes $180,000. He left. He gave me no money in 2018. Okay, he gave me nothing. Okay, maybe January, February. I think he may have gave me like $100, something like that. Between January and February, because he left about that time. I think he may have gave me not like he paid for something. He probably paid a couple $100, whatever. He stopped giving me money, like because the kids got mad at him. I think I told you guys that. So I don't want to go back to that, okay? So what ends up happening after this judge illegally sanctions me, I told y'all he made up some shit, right? If you're going to investigate, somebody tell me why I was sanctioned, okay? Because to this day, I still don't know, okay? So we're leaving. They see me walk into my car. His attorney, she's smiling and she laughing. And it kind of got under my skin because I'm like, you nasty, B-I-T-C-H, nasty. Why are you helping them malign me? How is that going to benefit you? Oh, that's right, because you're sleeping with him. He's your man. That's why. Okay? So she's smiling and laughing because he done maligned me. The guy pulls out his phone. He starts taking pictures of me getting in my car. But you drive Uber, Lyft, because he thinks this is a rental car. No, mister. My son bought me a car last year. My son loaned me money because I'm supposed to get money from the divorce, which I never got. Still haven't gotten. Okay, you guys, so let me wrap this up. So what's ended up happening, like I said, they see me walk into my car. They put me out of the courtroom. And I don't know what he does in court. I don't know what he ends up doing because I'm not in the courtroom. The courthouse is 25, 30 miles from my home. I have no income. Okay? He illegally sanctioned me when he should have continued everything after the motion to disqualify was heard. Okay? So as of now, this Judge Lawrence Riff illegally sanctioned me, saying that I could not submit any financial information. Okay, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to wrap this video up. And while I'm still sitting here, I'm going to start the next one and let you guys know what happened. Remember, he moved everything to Pomona, to this racist Judge Sarah Heidel. I'm going to start there in part 12, okay? Please follow along. And also, you guys, what I'm going to do, I'm working on a written statement of everything. I already have one, but I think I got a lot of commentary like I do in these videos. I'm going to go through and proofread it, and I'm going to minimize and shorten it and make it short and concise. So what will serve you if you really have a true interest is go to the documentation on Judge Sarah Heidel's races. You might want to read it first, then come back and watch the videos, because once you read it first, you'll better understand the video. And you guys know I do a lot of commentary, but if you're a college student, and you're a good student, before you went to class, you would read the chapters that were assigned, and then you go to the lecture. That's what smart kids do. If you read I'm going to put, I don't know what I'm going to call it, the documentation or background or story. I'm going to put it on there. I already put it together. It's just when I went back and reviewed it, you guys, I get caught up. It's like now I get caught up in my thoughts. I get caught up in the emotion. And then when I read it and review it again as someone that's trying to fact find or obtain information, I realize that I'm very redundant and I put a lot of commentary in. I realize that, you guys. And a lot of it is because I want to make you to be authentic, that I tell you all the details, because when this guy I was married to was a fucking liar. He was a horrible liar. A lawyer is a liar. And what liars don't understand is the truth don't change. I'm giving you all this information because it's the truth. I'm giving you all the little idiosyncrasies of what happened because it's the truth. Okay? So, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. This was I Married a White Guy and 3 Racist Judges Are Trying to Annihilate Me, Part 11. And as of now, January 7th, 2020, they sanctioned me and said I couldn't submit any financial documentations at our trial. They scheduled a trial without me agreeing, when it was not in my best interest, without ensuring that I had representation. I'm going to talk about that in the next video. Okay? Thank you for listening.
Tell your friends to pull up.